Hello, I am back again today with another tutorial. This one is a 2-stitch I-cord bind off. I have another tutorial on just your regular 3-stitch I-cord bind off, but I wanted to do this one because this is a bind off that I use in my Adoration Shawl, and I want to show you. So it's along the top here. The selvage edges are worked, you can see it better on the wrong side, on this side, with a 2-stitch I-cord selvage edge on both sides of the shawl. So when I did the bind off, I wanted to complete that look the whole way around. So to match, I just did a 2-stitch I-cord bind off. So I will go ahead and show you how to do that. Okay, to get started with any I-cord bind off, whether it be a 2-stitch or a 3-stitch, you have to cast on a couple stitches before you get started. So for this 2-stitch I-cord bind off, I'm going to use the knit cast on to cast on 2 stitches. So I'm going to place my needle into my first stitch as if to knit, and I'm going to pull up a loop, but I'm not going to drop this off like I'm knitting. I'm going to go ahead and twist this around and leave it on my needle. And my needle's already in there, and I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. I'm going to knit, lift that up, pull it around, and put it on my needle. So you'll see that there's a little bump out here where those 2 extra stitches were added. So I'm going to knit 1 stitch. The second step is to create a left leaning decrease. You can use a slip knit, or you can choose to use a knit 2 together through the back loop. I prefer the knit 2 together through the back loop just because it feels more seamless to me. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my needle into the back loop of those 2 stitches and go ahead and knit. Then in the next step, you pass those 2 stitches, back to your left hand needle. Then you will go ahead and knit 1, and then knit 2 together through the back loop, or your SSK, whichever you prefer. And you go ahead and slip them back. And you knit 1, and then knit 2 together through the back loop. And it will take a few repeats, but you can start to see that nice rolled edge. Slip these back, and as I slip these back, you can see that my working yarn is not coming out of my first stitch. It's coming out of that second stitch on my needle behind my work, and that is what creates that rolled edge. So knit 1, knit 2 together through the back loop, and then slip back. And it is a little bit more time consuming than a, regular bind off, but it is so worth the results. And you work this all the way to the end of your row. When you get to the end of your row, you work those stitches just like you normally would. You knit the first one, then you knit the last 2 through the back loop, and then you can either choose to pass over if you would like to. I like to slip them back and then knit them together through the back loop. I just feel that it gives a nicer finish to, well, I grabbed an extra loop there. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Okay, so I like to slip them back to my left hand needle and then knit those last 2 stitches together through the back loop. And then pull it through and give this a little cut, and then just pull that loop all the way through. And it just gives you this beautiful rolled cast off edge. I hope that that was helpful for you. Again, traditionally an I-cord, whether it be a selvage edge, a bind off, or just a I-cord by itself, is traditionally worked with 3 to 5 stitches. I did modify this down to 2 to match the selvage edges of my Adoration Shawl. So the selvage edges have, let's see if you can see that rolled edge there. And then along this side as well. So I wanted to have the bind off match that across there. I hope you find something to incorporate this into, and thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.